Hello, hello, hello. My name is Mary Ajagbe, and welcome to Dare to Live with me. How are you doing? So last week I shared that I'm back, thankfully. And like I promised, I mentioned that I have a lot of juicy stuff for us coming up by the grace of God. And hey, happy new month! It's September 2023. And guess what? It's my birth month. Woo! I am so excited. I'm so grateful for life. And I just look forward to an amazing year. Just going on this ride again with everyone. Okay, so for today, this week, well, whatever time it is that you get to listen to this podcast, I want to share about something. So I thought about it, but the only thing that I could just think of, I thought about different titles, to name this. But the only thing that stuck with me is back to basics. Back to basics, right? So back to basics. What does this mean? So I took a time out to just recalibrate, to refresh myself. To be honest, I didn't even know what it is that I wanted to do, but I just went off, you know. But I realized that I was running on empty. And one of the things that I've noticed in recent times is the fact that a lot of people are running on empty. A lot of people are doing life on a constant so the traffic sign, think of the traffic sign, right? It has the green, it has the I think they call it amber or something, or yellow, let's call it yellow, right? And then red, right? A lot of us are running life like one green, but then the truth is that some of us are on yellow right now, some of us are on red, right? And I was running. I think that I was edging towards a red, but I couldn't read the signs. I didn't understand. I was just feeling burnt out, but I just felt like I had to keep showing up. I had to keep showing up. And one of the things that I noticed and one of the things that we as believers and as people in general do is that we have not inculcated the habit of, or even the mindset, not even before we even start talking about the habits, right? The mind of rest, right? Of just stopping. We're on this constant hustle and bustle, and just we keep going and keep going. Even machines, right? Even machines, they have a stop time. If you overwork a machine, it will crash, literally crash. And that's why, imagine you have a generator, right? I can say this because, in think of a generator, right? It needs certain things to be able to work effectively and productively. Imagine if you keep running that generator that is supposed to last for just a couple of hours. You put in fuel. Just that fuel is going to take you a couple of hours, but then you're not able to stop. You keep running that generator. Ultimately, what you will do is you will just find that the generator burst out or blast itself out, and that's the case for a whole lot of us. We're constantly running on. Some of us are on amber, some of us are on, let me use the word yellow. I'm not even sure if it's amber, but technically that's all that I could think of. Some of us are running on yellow, and a whole lot of us are on red already. We're on red, like literally on red. And everything in your life is screaming, just stop. Everything, without a shadow of doubt. There's something that I like to say, and it's something that I've believed in recent times, right? And it is that God is so merciful that the way that He has designed us to be, there are signs. Everything speaks to you. Whether it's, stepping out in the morning, something speaks something to your subconscious. It picks it up. Whether it's a friend might just call, or you see something on social media, or you see something on the news, or you watch something on TV, something is always speaking to the current fact, to your current mental reality. But then, do we pay attention? No, we don't. We think that we are able to. We think that we are capable. That's not saying that we're not capable. We are capable, but we have to learn. There is an order for which things should be in life, right? And we need to learn that order. So, beginning this year, I kind of stopped the podcast sometime last year because for some reason I just kept on going and going and going, and I was burnt out. Like, I'm talking burnt out, like I didn't even know. It wasn't that there were no ideas, there were ideas with, flooding in, and I just really thank God for that creativity, right? But then it was the fact that I wasn't able to do anything about it. Everywhere I looked, there was a topic, there was something I wanted to share, there was something I was learning on the go, I wanted to share, but I just didn't have it in me to be able to do that. Why? Because I was already on empty. I was running on empty. And there were signs, I mean, I'm gonna share in, recent, in more podcasts, right? Up in the new podcast and all of that. I'm going to share a lot of things that happened to me, health wise, mentally, emotionally, in fact, externally, for you to even, for you to know that really a lot just happens, right? So I said back to basics. Why? Because I just realized that a whole lot of us are running life chaotically. We are running life on a chaos streak. And it is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time before the body shuts down. For some people, you're already seeing the signs, the beep, 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 beep of your mental state, of your emotional state, of things around you, but you're just unable to stop. Let me give you a shocker. You need to understand that people, things, life will go on without you. You've got to be able to be in top-notch fame, top-notch position, top-notch frame to be able to deliver that which you constantly feel like the world cannot do without. You need to be okay to be able to administer okayness to others. Don't mind my English, but I'm sure you get the drift. You need to be okay for you to be able to administer, for you to be able to be there for the people that you love. You need to be fine. If you're listening to this podcast, maybe this is really for you. I don't know what level you might be. For some people, really, you might just still be on a grain, but then this is like a caution note for you to understand that these things happen. Life and happenings is like a traffic sign. You've just got to know when to stop, when to withdraw, when to do certain things, and you need wisdom to be able to do that. You need self-awareness to be able to do that. Now, as I was saying before, I, drifted to this other part where I was talking about, wisdom and all of that. You need to understand that you need to be okay. If you feel like you are on a yellow, you need to slow down. You need to slow down. If you feel like you're on a red, you need to stop. You need to stop. I know, yeah, you're asking the question, no, but I have a 9 to 5, but I have I have to do this, I have to do, trust me, you need to find time to stop. So I'll give you a classic, right? Some of the things that you'd realize that are constantly happening in your life, right? If you're in a maybe yellow, and you're still running hard, or if you're on a red, right, would be the fact that you would notice that your emotions, you're easily irritated, you're easily irritable, like the moods are just like, you know, just anger. There's just anger underneath a whole lot of things piled up. There's just tiredness, there's resentment, there's bitterness, there's a whole lot hiding underneath that pile of tiredness. And why? Because you are unable to know when to stop and when to slow down. You feel like you always have to be on the move. No, you don't. You don't always have to be on the move. You don't always have to be on the move. You don't always have to be, you know, hustling and bustling and all of that, right? So I'm saying you don't always have to be, meaning that you have to learn to inculcate the habit of the mindset, even of just taking time out and just resetting. You need to reset to be able to move forward. You need to reset. You need to take some time to withdraw, right? And so that was one of the things that I did. That was one of the things that I did while I took time out, because I just realized I wasn't helping anyone by not being in good health. I wasn't helping anyone, and most importantly, I wasn't helping myself, because I need to be alive to be able to do this podcast. I need to be alive, right? I mean, it's not determined, it is kind of determinant on me. I'm not saying that I have the power to keep myself alive, but I do have a responsibility, okay, to steward this life that God has given to me. I have the responsibility to be able to manage the resources and the things that God has given to me. My body, my health, my well-being, both emotional, physical, spiritual, everything. I have that responsibility to do that, right? And so because we have that responsibility to do that, we need to learn. We need to learn how to just take time out and just reset ourselves so that we can be productive, we can be efficient, we can be effective, we can be people that are happy, filled with so much gratitude and filled with so much joy and peace. And the world lacks a lot of this today. The world lacks a lot of this today. So I'm going to be sharing more in the next episode, and I'm going to I feel like I just need to, dive into back to basics a lot, because we need to go back to the beginning. We need to go back to the order of things, for how things should be in our lives. Find a structure, find a rhythm. Find your rhythm to life, so that you can enjoy this life that God has given to you. It's just one life. It's not more than this one. So I hope that you're able to pick one or two things from this. Until next time, see you. And this is Dare to Live with Mary Ajagbe. Thank you.